Hello, this is Bug News, and today we're going to talk about the Where's Wendy series that's on Lifetime. And if you don't know who Wendy Williams is the focal point of the show. And if you don't know who Wendy Williams is a radio host out of New York City, and I guess the relevance of that is that New York, I guess, and LA and Chicago are like the top media markets in America. Before she got there, she had been in radio for a while, traveling around at a time when radio was radio. What radio is now is not what radio was during that time. I guess you could say radio people, were like little local stars because of the money and things that had to be invested to maintain the radio station and to get advertisers to come in. Whereas now, not everyone's a radio star, but you have social media, you have podcasts, you have YouTube, you have streaming services, you have all these outlets now that people are generating a fan base, and in a sense. But if the smart people are noticing that some of the people that have made a footprint in traditional media, radio, TV, print, are taking over the park game, as they also are trying to take over the YouTube game. But that's a whole nother video. So from there, Wendy went on to TV, and she had a stretch on TV. She had a rocky start, in my personal opinion, because they had to kind of like brand it at late at night, and then from there she was able to build up an audience. But that's that. But we want to focus on Wendy's publicist in this case, Shawn Zanate. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So Shawn Zanate is a publicist, from our understanding on the show, out of Los Angeles, which is a key factor in the show. She also is an author. She's a known publicist. I don't know if that's because she's an author or just off her career. Strangely enough, Zanate did she liberate Wendy to where Wendy wanted to be in her life in a series, or what was edited? Let's just say that. I mean, allegedly, she took her to. Well, of course, she took her to L.A., but allegedly, she set up the meeting with NBC Universal, who NBC Universal owns Lifetime. So that's gonna be a whole nother video. And Wendy took a meeting in that aspect with the team that NBC Universal presented, which we never saw, or was edited out, like I said. But during this process, Zanate was just, when they was in New York, Zanate was in a role, and Will, who was Wendy's manager, or current manager, was on, he had things on the ramp, and he was keeping an eye on things. So Zanate, was staying with Wendy for whatever reason. And basically, Wendy was like belittling her and talking to her. I think she even told her she needed to do lipo at one point. But Zanate, she said, "I got thick skin," so I'm assuming that she's dealt with other people in situations, and she has a different take on when these situations happen. But the question is, how Zanate handled Wendy going from New York to LA, doing a meeting, not letting Will know, paying for the trip, So Zanate had some funds, but hell, she was staying in New York for free, so she should have had some money, right? And then also, I don't know how she was getting paid from Wendy, or if she was getting paid, but she had some funding. We do know that Zanate was the person who managed, I guess, things that were going on in Wendy's life with the guardianship, which would be another video. There's a lot going on that was going on then. So if you have it and you can watch it, or I would suggest you watch it. There's a lot going on here. So Zanate met Wendy through a recommendation of a lawyer. This was on the show, and then that's how Zanate got involved in Wendy's life as her publicist, because Wendy was getting slammed in the press, and I guess somebody said she's probably going to need a publicist to control this, or control the narratives, or present narratives and things like that. So if you don't know, and I still don't know how publicists make their money, but if you don't know publicists, they can do two things. I mean, they can do that publicist stuff, but they also can craft a person from nothing to something. So if they see some potential, or they believe in somebody, they can get on a team and craft this person, especially if they have influence with other media outlets. They can craft the person from nothing to something. That's a major thing a publicist can do. But as they craft them, of course, they're making money. So they see some talent. Okay, I work with them. They can't really pay me, but they can pay me down the road because I'm going to craft this person from nothing to something. So in Zanate's case, allegedly, Wendy was out in L.A., so Zanate said her on the mouth she is doing some management duties, but Will was upset. Will is Wendy's manager, with Zanate for not telling her that she was out in L.A. So Wendy, if we look at this, what's going on here, Zanate's a publicist. Zanate has connects out in L.A. This is all alleged speculation. We're not saying that this was her plan. It's Zanate's plan. But when she was out in L.A., she can shop Wendy around. Look, she's out here with me. XYZ. Because the cameras left at some point, so we don't know what happened. Zanate felt that Wendy didn't have a drinking problem because she could cut herself off, her being Wendy, when she wanted to. Others felt Wendy had a drinking problem because and also it was affecting her with the dementia and other things. Strangely enough, Zanate did not like the way that Wendy was presented on the show. Felt that they took advantage of her. Well, hell, everyone took advantage, in my personal opinion, by letting this thing just come out like this, and I have no review. That's just me. So I guess the check is what Wendy needed, because during this process, we'll explain that all the money Wendy makes now does not go to the bank. It goes to another bank. This is important, though. This is why sometimes you probably need like a credit union. with credit union supposed to represent the members, or understand the members. But like I said, this is going to be a whole bunch of videos on this, and maybe why the bank got scared, or in that aspect. But Wendy learned, so they spread that money around now. Zanate been living with Wendy, and Wendy, of all things, Wendy never said she took anything from it. She never felt that Zanate would rob her, because Wendy keeps lots of amount of cash around the house. I don't know if the IRS wants to know that, but hey, they didn't edit it. And I'm thinking that Lifetime had full control over this and that aspect, unless this is just a marketing thing, but we won't know. So it's just, in my opinion, some people might think that Zanate did push up on Will's block, because once she got out in LA, Zanate can probably put a team together and structure things with Wendy. Wendy's family hasn't abandoned her. Something is just some, I guess, with the guardianship, and Wendy, it's like it's a block there or something like that. But Wendy couldn't return to Florida at that point. But she was able to roll around with Zanate out to L.A. and hold a meeting. So to me, that's like, and when Will found out, he was like, "Well, why didn't you call me?" But Zanate, we don't know how. Well, we know that she was recommended by the lawyer, but we don't know if her contract was through Will, or is it directly with Wendy, or is it with the lawyer, Wendy's lawyer, or some lawyer who could be the guardian. We don't know. But we do know that this is Zanate made arrangements for Wendy to get out in L.A., and we know that allegedly that Wendy has a place out there, and maybe Zanate helped her pick it out. This is just one character or person or individual that's in this series that is of interest. That's playing a role, major role, in the future of Wendy Williams. But what do you think? Do you think Zanate pushed up on Williams' blocks, or his client? Shawn Zanate, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. For the money. I mean, a lot of people complain that everyone's interest is to, continue to make money off Wendy or make money with Wendy. Or was she just doing what Wendy asked her to do? Who told her about the meeting with Universal, which is under Lifetime? I'm sorry for laughing, but it's just, once she started to connect the dots, you just think a play is going on. But who told these two individuals about this meeting? Well, this is Bug News. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification, Cash App. Thank you very much.